Freedom Mine, Part 2, The Extraction. You were not born into a world. You were inserted into a system that was already running before you took your first breath. A system with rules you didn't agree to, expectations you didn't write, limitations you didn't choose. And most people will live and die inside that system without ever questioning who programmed it. Stay with me, because if you truly hear what I'm about to say, something in you is going to wake up. In Part 1, we exposed the illusion. We identified the corrupted code: fear, shame, lack. We saw the mental prison for what it is. But awareness is not freedom. Awareness is just the moment you realize the door is locked. Extraction is when you decide to break it open. Most people wake up, notice the bars, and then start analyzing the metal. They debate the structure. They study the system. They become experts in captivity, but they never leave. The freedom mind is not a philosophy of observation. It is a discipline of excavation. And excavation is not gentle. Excavation requires pressure. It requires intention. It requires the courage to go beneath the surface of your own identity and question everything you thought was you. Today we move from user to architect. You are not here to operate inside the program. You are here to rewrite it. You are spirit operating biological hardware. Your brain is the processor. Your nervous system is the wiring. Your beliefs are the operating system. And most of you are running survival mode on repeat. You learned fear before you learned faith. You learned to perform before you learned to exist. You learned to shrink before you learned to expand. And the system stored all of it. Every humiliation, every rejection, every time someone said, "Be realistic." Every moment you felt not enough. Those moments did not disappear. They installed code. And now, years later, you call those limitations personality. You say, "That's just how I am." No, that's how you were programmed. Extraction Step 1. Clear the cache. Not with affirmations alone, with awareness sharpened like a blade. Every time a limiting thought appears, pause. Don't react. Don't identify. Examine. Ask yourself, who wrote this line of code? Was it someone who was afraid of their own potential? Was it someone projecting their limitations onto you? Was it a culture that benefits from your insecurity? If a thought contains shame, it is foreign. If it contains unworthiness, it is corrupted. If it tells you to stay small, it is not divine. Delete it, overwrite it, and repeat that process daily until silence begins to emerge. Because beneath the noise of conditioning is your original design. Now listen carefully. The gold of the freedom mind is not money. Money is a byproduct. The real gold is clarity. The real gold is intuition. The real gold is alignment between who you are and how you live. And intuition does not scream over chaos. It whispers beneath it. But you cannot hear a whisper when your life is filled with constant noise, scrolling, comparing, consuming, reacting. Constant stimulation is the enemy of revelation. In an age addicted to information, stillness is revolutionary. Silence is sacred technology. When you sit in stillness long enough, something begins to rise. Not anxiety, not fear, memory. You begin to remember who you were before the edits, before the labels, before the world told you what was possible. You remember your natural confidence, your natural creativity, your natural authority, the ideas you dismissed as unrealistic, signals, the visions you called impossible, blueprints, the instincts you ignored because they didn't fit into someone else's expectation, downloads. Stillness is the frequency where divine intelligence synchronizes with your awareness. But most people never sit long enough to receive the transmission. They get uncomfortable. They reach for distraction. They return to the noise. And the download remains incomplete. If something inside you feels activated right now, that is not coincidence. That is recognition. Because truth does not convince. It resonates. Now let's go deeper. As within, so without. Your external world is an echo of your internal structure. Look at your environment. Is it intentional or chaotic? Is it aligned or reactive? Your space reflects your state. Your habits reflect your hierarchy of belief. Your language reflects your identity. You do not change your life with motivation. You change it with alignment. When your internal code upgrades, your external reality reorganizes. Opportunities appear differently. Conversations shift. Your posture changes. Your decisions become cleaner. You stop chasing success. You become compatible with it. That is spiritual law. You attract what matches your frequency. and frequency is determined by identity. Now understand this clearly. The system does not fear your anger. It does not fear your complaints. It does not even fear your rebellion. It fears your detachment. When you no longer need validation, you cannot be manipulated. When you no longer fear scarcity, you cannot be controlled. When you no longer react emotionally to every external stimulus, the program loses access to your processor. Peace is not passive. Peace is sovereignty stabilized. Peace is power that no longer requires permission. There are billions of minds on this planet, billions of narratives, billions of interpretations. But there is one source, one core, and when you connect to it, something shifts. You stop reacting to the world, and you start shaping it. Now here is the part that separates observers from architects. Extraction is not comfortable, because when you remove false identities, you also remove excuses. You remove the story that justified procrastination. You remove the narrative that made playing small feel safe. You remove the version of yourself that survived but never expanded. And for a moment, that feels like loss. But it is not loss. It is emergence. It is the shedding of skin that no longer fits your evolution. Every day you wake up, you have two choices: run the old script or install the update. The update requires discipline. It requires awareness. It requires stillness. It requires courage. You dig every morning. You clear the cache every night. You monitor your thoughts like sacred territory, because your mind is not casual space. It is creative ground. Whatever you plant there will grow. If you plant fear, fear expands. If you plant doubt, doubt multiplies. If you plant vision, vision builds. So choose consciously. Guard your mental environment. Curate what you consume. Protect your attention, because attention is currency. And where you invest, it determines the architecture of your future. Take a slow breath with me. In. Hold it. Feel the stillness between thoughts. Out. That space you felt is not empty. It is powerful. It is the place where identity is rewritten. It is the place where sovereignty stabilizes. It is the place where you remember that you are not just a participant. In reality, you are a co-creator of it. The extraction has already begun. You feel it. You know it. You were never meant to fit neatly inside a broken system. You were meant to transcend it, to outgrow it, to redesign it. You are not here to be processed. You are here to process and transform. You are not here to survive the program. You are here to master it. I am Salongo. Stay sovereign. Stay disciplined. Stay aware. Free the mind. And prepare yourself.